Hello and welcome to another RHLSTP with the amazing Rosie Jones. If you like these podcasts, why not head to rhlstp.co.uk. You can join in with lots of fun, see stuff about the podcast. And if you become a member, get loads of extras, including behind-the-scenes videos, extra interviews backstage, and my live stand-up shows, and lots of other extras as well. It's a lot of fun. Go to richardherring.com/gigs if you want to find out where I'm coming to do my show. I'm at the Edinburgh Fringe all through August. Do come and see those. There's guests coming in. Tony Slattery is going to be doing Edinburgh. Lucy Beaumont. All sorts of people, and there's still some gigs before Edinburgh that you can enjoy. Go to richardherring.com/gigs and you can find out exactly what those are. Now let's sit back, relax, and enjoy RHLSTP with Rosie Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Leicester Square Theatre. Please welcome a man whose second job is testing microphones. It's Richard Herring. I feel like I've done a long podcast already this week, and I haven't because this is the first one. So it's the first one this week. So welcome to Richard Herring's Lulu Sings Top Loader podcast. It's we moved in a new direction with the podcast. We're getting Lulu on every week. She's going to sing a different Top Loader song. This week she's singing Dancing in the Moonlight. It's always a different song by the disappointing Band of Cocks. But I was talking to Top Loader the other day. They still call it Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast because they haven't get with the times. That's not what it's called. But Lulu calls it RHLSTP, so it's going to be fine. So good. I'm wearing suit trousers today. They're not the suit. At the beginning of this series, I said I was quite fat at the beginning of this series. I was pretty fat. I mean, I'm pretty fat now, so you don't need to shout. You don't need to heckle me. I've lost 20 pounds in weight this year so far. Thank you. No, don't patronise me. I said I would try and wear the suit I wore about 5-6 years ago in the podcast, my nice suits that I bought when I was thin. I tried them on at the weekend. I can actually get the trousers of the suits on. I can't get I can get the jackets on. It's not that bad, but they don't close up properly. So maybe in the 3 weeks we have left, that will happen. These are just another pair of trousers that I found when I was looking at my suits. This one's too big for me. That's why I'm not wearing the jacket. So life's very confusing for me. Hope you're enjoying this. I ate steak for breakfast. We were talking about it backstage. I'm eating more food than I've ever eaten in my life. I'll tell you how it's done, madam, after the show. It's my secret. So anyway, let's crack on. My guest this week is probably best known. I mean, to be honest, he's got about 6 fucking credits. So this was pretty hard. He's probably best known as Christine White on the Doctors, the daytime soap. You don't watch that? No, you got a job? Yeah. Okay. It's a very long-running, very popular soap opera. Will you please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Rosie Jones! Rosie Jones! Welcome. Come in. Sit down. How are you?
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, good. I'm delighted to hear it.
I'm glad you mentioned Doctors.
Yeah.
My highlight. I feel like you're not a true actor until you do Doctors.
It's true. It used to be the bill, and now it's Doctors.
Good.
How was Christine? What's Christine White?
She's a bit of a loser.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a bit like me. Yeah, she basically didn't have a personality.
Okay.
She was just there to facilitate her boyfriend, which I feel is what women are here for. No?
Oh, we must check it out. We'll see it, I'm sure, at some point.
But it was funny because we got a little document about our characters, and at the bottom, for all the actors, we had another actor's photo to imagine how to play the role.
Right.
So my mother, her photo was Alison's dead mum.
Right.
So they were right, think like Alison. And I looked at my page and it said, actor to think of, Rosie Jones. I was like, I think I can do that.
Yeah, I think that might have been confusing for you. That's hard if you have to think of being like yourself when you're acting somebody else. That could send you into all kinds of spirals.
But basically, the writer was like, we need someone disabled.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, well, sadly, you've almost got it sewn up, the disabled acting.
I know, and it's my main aim to get rid of all other disabled people.
But the problem with playing disabled parts is that a lot of able-bodied people also play those parts as well, so you've got to get rid of them too.
Yeah.
That's how you win. You won't win an Oscar for playing a disabled person.
No, I did it to podcast and going round and then gonna kill Daniel Day-Lewis. Gone.
So you're quite a new comedian. You've got a meteoric rise, really. You're doing very well.
I started doing stand-up 2 years ago.
Wow.
So this is mental.
But you're on TV already. You've been doing. You were playing Wembley the other day. I saw on Twitter.
I am a big deal.
Oh yeah. I've never played Wembley.
Yeah. I mean, that was mental. But I was so in my own head, I forgot to say hello, Wembley.
Oh.
So I need to go back. But yeah, it was insane.
What was the gig for? There was the
Comic relief.
Yeah.
Because I'm a great person. I did it for the charity. So it had a great lineup, like Russell Howard, John Bishop, Alan Carr, and me. And because Lenny Henry wanted to promote new talent, so I know that I was so small compared to everyone else, but just to be given that opportunity was insane.
Yeah. Well, I hear you smashed it. That's what everyone was saying.
I mean, standing ovation. Yes, please. But that was, really great.
It was fantastic. So, what you were before? You were working sort of behind the scenes in TV.
So I worked as a TV researcher for 6 years, and I worked on panel shows, and I was writing jokes And one of my first writing jobs was I wrote a joke for Jimmy Carr, and they said it on 8 out of 10 Cats, and to hear him say my words was incredible. But then I was like, he said it wrong. I can do it better. And I did. So it just made me go, wait a minute, I could do that.
Yeah.
And then I could work a lot less for a lot more money.
It's true.
Yeah.
The people you see on TV aren't working as hard as the people backstage at TV. That is definitely the case. So, I mean, were you concerned though about? Did people try to say that's not a good idea? Were you worried that like doing stand-up there are obviously other comedians with cerebral palsy who've made that work very well.
It's funny because I wanted to start stand-up for years, but I thought, I can't be a comedian because I speak so slowly, everyone's gonna get to what I'm gonna say. But then I watched a Netflix show about Tig Notaro, who is an able-bodied stand-up comedian, but her style is very slow and drawn out, and she makes everyone hang up every word, and that's a very conscious decision for her. So it made me think, even though I can't control my speed, all I need to do is own it. And sure, people can guess my punchline, but 9 times out of 10, they'll be wrong. Because I've second thought it, and actually it's me saying, yeah, I'm slow, yeah, I take my time, but fuck you. Because I'll quit any of you dickheads.
But it's true. It's a very good point because a lot of comedians start. I talk very fast in stand-up just because I have. Usually it's because I've done an Edinburgh show and I've got to get 90 minutes material into 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've got this very rapid style. But a lot of comedians start very fast.
Yeah.
And actually, it's not really the right thing to do because it is exactly that. You seem. If you go slowly, then people go, oh,
yeah,
this person's in control. What are they going to say? It's very interesting.
And actually, for me, it's a lot about confidence. So if I know I'm funny, if I'm confident that my punchline will be worth the wait, it makes them go, oh, it's in control. We're okay.
Yeah. I don't like it because it means you don't have to write as many jokes as I do. Yeah. So I don't find that
fair. True. I had a competition with my friend last year in Edinburgh, and I said, I bet you write a lot more pages than me. And for our show, she wrote 28 pages. 7. 7. That's it. I had 2 jokes. But they were great jokes.
So I saw you on the last leg, which
Yes,
is again a show you used to work behind the scenes
yes,
on.
so that's also crazy because it was my job as a researcher to write the bios for the guests. So now my friends are writing bios for me, which is good because they know a lot about me that isn't on the internet, but they do have fun with it. So there's like a trivia section, and one of my friends put trivia. She's a dickhead. That's not trivia. That's fact.
So was it weird being on the sofa when you'd worked back behind? Because you'd worked in the original version of that show, right? When it went to the Olympics, did it?
No. My first series was Rio.
Right.
So I went with them to the Rio Paralympics.
Right.
And then I worked on, I think, 3 series after that. But it was really lovely. What I'm doing now is so nice because I worked on the show, so when I come back in my new role, that I feel like a part of the family. So they really champion me and they go, "Oh, Rosie's back." So we just felt like a group of friends chatting.
That's nice. And they were nice to you when you worked on the show, right? Because that would have been good if they'd been dicks and then you'd come back.
I know.
She's just a researcher. She's not important.
I got my revenge. They said it on the show, but when I was a researcher, I think I was mainly there for morale because Alex Plucker would walk past my desk when he was in a mood and he'd point at me and go, "It could be worse." Now who's laughing?
And you and Alex did the what's it called, the slam down thing?
Yeah, the roast battle.
The roast battle, yeah.
That was so fun, but it got dark as shit. Because I feel like when you got a disability, at a very young age, you learn how to make fun of yourself. Because I own my disability, and I'm very much like, oh, this is me, I can laugh at it, get on board with it, or fuck off. And then when you got 2 disabled people together, that's even darker. So And because we know each other and we knew it was a bit of fun, we allowed each other to go there.
Yeah.
And we did.
But it's this is the way that people get through anything that's different in their life, or anything that's difficult in their life. You need to be able to laugh.
Yeah.
But that's what I suppose people, because you seem outwardly seem sweet. But your act is not as sweet as you look, I think is fair, which is a great, again, it wrong foots the audience right from the start. Because of their expectations as well, right?
Yeah, and usually when I perform, I like to wear a flowery dress and look quite feminine. And I think because I'm a smiley person and I wobble on stage and I go, hello, I'm Rosie. People think I'm nice and cute. So when I say something outrageous, I go, oh, okay. And it's that shock that I like to play with, and I like to go, you think you know me, but you don't.
No, and people are very, I think people, it's a strange thing with disability, and I've noticed, I've worked with Scope for a lot of years, and I know comedians like Francesca Martinez. And people are very nervous about disability and saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. Yeah. And so it's all. I think comedy is such a great environment for someone to. Yeah. Because everyone has to listen to you for 10, 20 minutes, and they will listen to you. But also, it's about. I think a lot of people don't ever really. It's crazy because so many people are disabled in some way in this country, and most people aren't meeting disabled people at all. So it's. So they've got this prejudice, even if it, or just the fear sometimes. Yeah,
and I think even now when I walk down the street, people do feel sorry for me, and I still get patronised on a daily basis. So for me, doing stand-up comedy is me going, no, I don't want to be patronised. Don't feel sorry for me, because actually I got it together more than a lot of you, and I'm proud of who I am, and I wouldn't want to be able-bodied because this is me.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's true, and I think it's so important that's said, and it's because I guess a lot if. We were talking a bit backstage with last week's guest. He hung around. It's embarrassing. But it's
a big fan of me.
He is. He said it was. But it's that some people think you shouldn't make jokes about certain subjects, so people are uncomfortable. Yeah. Disability is obviously one of those subjects that some people think. Some people say, I'd never, like the old school comedians go, I'd never have a go at the crippled kids. I'd never do that. So it's
and I said backstage, it's all about who's saying it, why they're saying it, and who they're saying it to. And if you can justify that, nothing's off limits, and it's all about punching up. And as a gay female with a disability, I'm very much rock bottom. So everyone's a fair game.
That's true. I mean, just being female's a disability in my book.
Stop it!
Just in comedy, that's what I'm saying. Oh, things have moved on, have they? So you come from Bridlington. Did you grow up in Bridlington?
Yeah, what a shithole. No, it was a great place to grow up there. You got the beach, you got hot donuts. Lovely. But then I think I got to 17, 18, and I was like, I don't want to work in a chippy.
Right.
Because that's all there is there. So I needed to fuck up.
And Sarah Pascoe was a big support for you, is that right?
Yeah, from the beginning, really, because one of the first things I did in comedy was I did an award called Funny Women, and it was crazy that I got to the final, and the final was at Coco in Camden, in front of, I think, 1,000 people, and actually that was my 10th ever gig, which is crazy. And my mentor for the final was Sarah, so she's championed me really from the beginning.
That's great.
And she's so lovely.
Yeah, she's all right.
I think for a woman.
For a woman, she's all right.
But it's great because I'm so new. I feel that before I started in comedy, I had this idea that dressing rooms were very aggressive and everyone was out for themselves, and it's not like that, and I feel that a lot of bigger comedians have been so supportive of me, and it really feels like a family. It's lovely.
Yeah, I'm the estranged uncle who isn't allowed
in.
It is. There's a lot. I mean, I think that, especially that generation. I think Catherine Ryan and Sarah Pascoe are so, and they're very much respected in the business. I think for being so helpful to other people and so supportive of other people. But that you've got to be, I think, as well, because there's no point in creating barriers and shutting down, because that's only going to impact badly on you anyway. But
and also, I don't feel a competition with anyone else, because I feel like I'm on my own trajectory, and I love comedy and I love performing every night, but actually for me it's all about the bigger picture. It's about making disability a less of a taboo subject, and it's my opportunity to say to a room full of people, I got labels coming out of my ass. I'm disabled and gay, I'm a woman, I'm northern, But that's the worst one. But actually, beyond my labels, I'm Rosie, and what matters is, am I funny? And hopefully I am. And hopefully you can watch me and then go back to your lives, and if you know a disabled person or a gay person, you can go, oh my God, no, like assumptions of what they can do and what they can't do, because it's like Rosie.
Yeah, no, it's true. Well, I think with stand-ups, are so many people say to any stand-up comedian, I could never do that. That's the most terrifying thing in the world. So I think if someone sees anyone doing stand-up, they're going to go, oh, okay, that's changed my mind about that person.
But also, we know that's rubbish.
It is rubbish.
Like,
it's the easiest job in the world.
Yeah. I do get on stage and I talk about myself. It's amazing.
Not everyone feels like that, Rosie. That's what you have to understand. You have to understand the non-comedic community. It's a very sad place to be.
Sorry.
Let me ask you an emergency question. I'm going old school.
Oh.
Going old school, early old school. What is worse, Rosie? Bestiality or necrophilia?
Can I have both? Can I fuck a dead cow?
You can then eat it afterwards. It's the beauty. That's the beauty. I mean, you can do that with a person as well if you want. To be honest, if you're fucking a dead person, you might as well eat them. No one's going to, oh, and then he ate her. This might be the case if you worked on all these shows. Have you ever had the opportunity to assassinate a public figure?
No. But I'd like to.
Who would you go for if you could take one public figure out?
Oh, it's so boring, but you go for Trump, won't you? Thank you. And actually, I might do it because who's gonna arrest me? I'm an adorable disabled girl. I'd be a hero.
Maybe. You're saving him from prison, though. That's the thing. You've got to think of that. So.
Damn it. Maybe I'll wait and then I'll kill him in prison.
Okay, good. You're in prison for having sex with an animal, dead animal.
Is that illegal?
Is it illegal having sex with an animal?
But they're already dead.
Yeah, I know, it's a strange... Well, it's strange that people they get away with eating animals and you can buy their meat in the shops, but yeah, if you fuck one, that's...
Actually, no one would know.
That's the Jimmy Savile defence.
Surely if you're going to Tesco...
Yeah.
And you...
I know that's where you don't have to buy the bits of it. You're going to do a Frankenstein kind of animal. Go to a field, kill a cow, fuck it, that's it.
Well, you can buy a whole chicken.
You can.
And then when you bought it, it's yours.
have thought if you... I mean, I don't want to have sex with animals, so I'm having to put myself into the position of this person. I mean, it seems sick to me to have a plucked chicken. If I was going to fuck a chicken, I'd go and get a live chicken, then kill it, and then fuck it with all the beak and stuff on. I'd want the beak still to be there, right? You want the cloaca there, right? Not just a big gaping...
What?
I'm just putting myself in the mind. I'll ask you that. What would you? This is an old school question. Would you rather be a cow or a badger?
Oh.
Having gone through this bestiality thing, probably wasn't the best question to ask. Now think for a second.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a living cow that isn't being raped by someone?
By me.
Or a badger? Yes. Or a badger that's dead and you could fuck it. No. I knew she'd be trouble, this girl. I've seen her act.
Sorry. Not sorry. Ooh. I think I'd like to be a cow.
Would you?
Because I want to know what it feels. And I want to know what it feels like to be milked.
To be milked? You can still be milked, Rosie. You don't have to become a cow. And a badger can be. You can milk a badger. Yeah, you can very much milk a badger. It's a mammal.
What? Teeth?
Yeah, they've got little teats, I imagine.
Yeah,
I'm not into badger teats. I don't know. I mean, they haven't got... If you want to know what it's like to have an udder, that's a different thing.
What feels fun?
Yeah.
Knowing me, I probably milk myself.
Yeah. I'll try one more. Have you ever seen a ghost? Matt Lucas has seen a ghost. Have you ever seen a ghost?
Oh, no.
No.
But I've smelled one.
Are you sure it was a ghost?
Yeah, it was actually a lovely thing. It was my Nana's best friend. We called her Auntie Brenda, and she was so lovely. And the day she died, I was in English, and she had this really old perfume, and I knew she was ill, but at that point, I didn't know she died, and I was working, and I smelled her, and I honestly think she just come to see if I was okay, say goodbye, and off she went.
No, it didn't happen. Well, she came and sprayed some perfume in your face. No, what she did, she's dead. Fuck off to heaven. Stop going around spraying children with perfume. They're bad things to do. You're going to see Jesus.
Yeah. Can we keep that in and take out all the cow food?
You know, she's looking down from heaven. She's very proud of you. what you've done. I think we're committed to the cow fucking. So, you've been working with my friend Rachel Stubbing.
I love her.
Yeah, she's great. I did a short film with her and I've done a couple of acting jobs with her. She's great.
I mean, always in person, I tell her she's a dickhead. But actually, she's my comedy soulmate.
Oh, that's great. So you're working on a sitcom with her?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
This sounds like quite an interesting idea for a sitcom.
Yeah, so it's based on my Edinburgh show last year about the fact that when I was born I didn't breathe for 15 minutes, which is a really long time. Shall we try it? No, not again. And and because of that, I got brain damage, and because of that is why I got cerebral palsy. So for me, it's fascinating that 15 minutes isn't a long time, but it's actually a short time for your whole life to change. And my first minutes really did affect every minute after. So I like to think about who I would be if I was able-bodied, because I wouldn't be here. And the sitcom is a kind of sliding doors angle where it's two sitcoms in one, and then one of them disabled, and then one of them not, and it's how everything changes around me. And for my Edinburgh show, it was very much the idea that everyone thinks that able-bodied life is better, but actually I don't think it would be, because having a disability means that you need to be confident in who you are, and I feel like right now I'm in a place that I'm proud of who I am, and yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. It can't be worse than sliding doors. So it's.
It will.
But no, see, because it's, like anything that happens to you, again, with Matt last week losing his hair as a young kid, that completely changes the whole path of your life. But then I think, again, not necessarily, at the time, you might think this isn't the best thing that could have happened. I'm sure your parents were. I mean, I think it's interesting because in that situation, I presume your parents are just delighted that you've survived in the first instance, because it's the worst thing you can imagine is losing your child.
I was their first child, and they were 26 at the time, so younger than I am now. And to have that joy of a child immediately being gone, and from minute one they're saying, will she survive? You can't even imagine it. And they were incredible growing up, and they always said to me, you be whoever you want to be, apart from a hairdresser. Not that. And I think from a young age, I was very determined, and I said, you know, I'm going to uni, I'm moving to London, I'm gonna work in TV, I'm gonna quit my good job in TV and start stand up. And for them, they just always supporting me and been there and gone, okay. And I think obviously they've worried, and they've, like, later on they said to me, yeah, we were shitting it. But they keep it inside because they know that I need to go out and do that, and they are incredible.
Yeah, great. It's a very interesting idea. I mean, it's interesting to try and imagine where your life would be if that hadn't happened as well.
Because I think we'd have things in common, but then I don't think I'd use humour as much as I do, because even in school I was this loud person with a big personality, because I never wanted to be disabled, Rosie, because that isn't me. And growing up, I was never bullied, because I think people were a bit like, how could we bully her? Like, she's funny, intelligent, and she knows who she is.
Yeah.
And I feel like early on someone said to me, you're not disabled, you're Rosie. And yeah, I feel like 2 minutes in my company when you tune into how I speak, you're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, I think it's true, but I think that's the whole, all this experience I've had in the last 15 or 16 years when I got involved with Scope. It's literally that. You literally spend a little bit of time, and then everything is just, it's getting rid of the filters in your own brain, the prejudices in your own brain, and everything becomes normal. And a school of even really severely disabled kids, it becomes a school. You go and you're out for 5 minutes. It's a school of kids. They're all the same as just other kids.
And I think for me, what I try to tell everyone is, if you're unsure of anything, ask.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of adults are scared to do that. And I love how children react to me, because they do ask, and they come up to me and they go, are your legs broken? And I'm like, yeah. Forever. And then I get to explain it to them, and they never think it's weird. They just go, okay. And that's how we learn. it's me coming on stage and then I make people laugh, hopefully, but then they also learn at the same time, and it's amazing how when I meet people after gigs, they don't patronise me because they just spent 30 minutes in my company, and that's all you need to know, that I sound different, I walk different, but actually I'm exactly the same as you, but probably a bit better.
Well, it's definitely funny. There was an article that I saw today which sort of listed the 9 funniest women of 2018 or 2019 or something, and it's you scroll down and you go past Phoebe Waller-Bridge looking kind of glamorous, and Shabby Cassandi and different people, and they're all kind of quite posed, glamorous shots, and then the picture they've got of you is you wearing a hat with 2 beers on it and a straw, saying, I can do it. And just pulling a goofy face. And you're the only one that made me laugh from the picture, so there you go.
I love it, beer. But that's another thing that I think as a comedian, there's sometimes pressure to have a certain look, and I'm just a bit like, I'm me.
I mean, but to not forget the job's to be funny, you know. So it's kind of, all those people are great as well. I'm not slagging them. It's just funny because you scroll down and then it's suddenly someone is actually trying to make people laugh in the photo. It's good. Are you ever confused with Rosie Jones, the page 3 model who's engaged to Joe Wicks? Yes.
I think it was last year now. I read on BBC News, Joe Wicks is pregnant with Rosie Jones, and I thought, am I? I got a lovely little joke about which is quite mean. I said there's a big difference between glamour model Rosie Jones and this. It's my daddy loves me.
You can literally get away with anything. It's like being me. But it's interesting when you Google. She comes down way down the list. So you're right. You're right at the top.
It's so interesting because when I started out in comedy, it was so annoying because people would try to book me for TV shows and they go, you should book Rosie Jones, she's hilarious. And they Google her and go, wow. And then they get me lower down with the beer cans, and they go, disappointed.
They might have got her though, and vice versa. You might only be on TV because they thought that you were her.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
That's true.
And then you turned up going, God, we've got to keep her on now. Oh, God.
And I do actually feel sorry for her because she's not funny. And I am funny. And I got great tits. I got it all.
I'm going to ask a couple more emergency questions. I feel very sorry for the other Rosie Jones.
No, I'm sure she's lovely.
I think she's happy with her millionaire,
Yeah.
multi-millionaire, whatever he is. I don't even know who he is, really. Who is Joe Wicks? He's something fitness guy or something?
I don't care.
He looks. Why don't you do a sitcom about you and her swapping swapping lives?
Yes. No.
Okay. I'll do a sitcom about me swapping lives with her.
Yeah.
And then I'm married to Joe Wicks.
Yeah.
Didn't they get through? Things are changing me for this in this podcast. I've come to realise some things about myself.
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Did you mean to book the glamour?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
I did. It's a bit embarrassing. But you're right. She wouldn't have been funny. I wouldn't ask. Have you seen the?
Is it?
I've gone down that Adam Sandler furrow enough. I was going to ask about Adam Sandler, but do you like Adam Sandler?
No.
Okay, good. That's all I need to know. Has anyone you've had sex with someone famous? Bang!
Yeah.
Is it you?
Me.
Yeah. That's the problem. We're talking slowly.
Damn it!
I got in there first. Yeah.
No.
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 I loads have for
Who?
me. Pretty much everyone I've slept with. I'll just stick with slags. Because I am one myself.
Who's your biggest person?
I mean, I've slept with loads of famous people, so I know it's hundreds of them.
Have you ever slept with someone called Rosie Jones?
I haven't yet. No, this could be the night. If I give Joe Wicks his wife a ring. I reckon she might turn me down. No one's interested in me. I'm 52 years old. Make the most of being young is what I'd say to you.
Yeah, I'm 30 next year.
Yeah, that's so young.
That's old.
It's so young. My goodness.
It is.
Are you in a relationship at the moment?
No, I quite like being single.
Do you?
Shagging.
Well, you know, now I've been married for 11 years. I look back at the way I used to behave, and you're right. It was much better. Mainly because you can just sleep beyond 5:30.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bed at 5:30.
I know. I was never interested in that. I was never interested in staying up. I couldn't stay. Yeah, I always wanted to go to sleep. So it was good when I didn't have kids because I could go to sleep.
Yeah.
And I did. And I slept through my 30s.
Damn it.
And then dreamt about sleeping with famous people. Yeah, I slept with Angelina Jolie.
Which one?
the one in my imagination. Don't even particularly like her. So, don't know why she's. I couldn't think of any other famous people. That's how
Rosie
much.
Jones.
Rosie Jones.
There's actually a third Rosie Jones, yeah. And she's a professional golfer. Yeah. She wrote me a letter one time and said, "Hello, Rosie Jones. We got the same name." That's it.
Did you write back? Yep.
No.
No. Yep, that's right. One more emergency question, and I've got to ask you about your acting career. And they're all rubbish, these ones. The new book's much better. So I've got
any about cows?
They aren't about cows. I can't work out. I might just be. I'm going to ask this question. Why do they call the place you put your fresh bread a bread bin, and what do they call the place where you dispose of your non-fresh bread? Don't remember writing that. That's like a joke, isn't it? That's not like me.
A bin.
It's a bread bin. Right, if Abraham... No, I won't ask that question, that's stupid. This is a better question. If you had to permanently seal up one of the holes in your body, I'm not including the pores in your skin or hair follicles, so don't be a smart ass. If you had to, which hole would you permanently seal up and why, and what would the repercussions be?
One nostril.
One nostril.
You don't need it.
Okay, it's a good answer. I'm surprised. You took the high road.
Thank you.
I wasn't expecting it.
No, I quite like my bum holes.
Do you? It's quite. I think it'd probably be a mistake to permanently fill it.
No, and I love all three of them. I do. They're all useful in their own way. No?
There's a lot I don't know about women, so it's there's a lot I don't know. Thank God I'm married. Let's talk about we talked a little bit about your acting. You've also been in Silent Witness. That's a class of the doctors. What were you in Silent Witness?
Oh, it's a bit dark.
Oh, good. Is it really dark?
Yeah.
Were you a dead body?
No.
Okay.
Worse.
A live body that was...
I don't really want to go there, but I love it, so I will. Basically, it was a great storyline, but it was difficult because I played a character who had learning difficulties, and she was in a care home and she got abused by a carer. Not really comedy. And it was a great moment for TV in general, actually, because it was the first time on a primetime TV that 3 of the main cast were disabled, and it's awful, but there is still abuse in care homes, so it was my first acting job, and it was a real important job actually, but because I tried to make light of everything, because when I was acting, it was so dark and a lot of the crew was sad and upset. I felt like it was my job to be the light, be the comedy. So with tablets, really awful, sad scene, and then they would shout cut and I go, hey! I'm not really being raped. It's all right. and then because it became second nature to me, and I needed to make light of it. My friends would ring me and say, do you want to go for lunch tomorrow? And I go, oh no, not tomorrow, I'm getting raped tomorrow. But I can do Friday.
You're lucky you're cute. Oh, that's interesting. But that is that representation thing. It's kind of crazy, though, isn't it?
So great, and it's actually why I got into this weird business, because growing up I would turn on the TV and I wouldn't see anyone like me, and if there was ever a disabled person, it would be the token disabled person, and then very much either be the victim or the villain, like the Bond villain, and I'm like somewhere in between.
You're closer to the villain. The Bond villain.
Yeah. Give me a cow, and I'm the villain. So really, it got me down, but then I thought, well, I'm gonna be that person for a younger generation, and I feel like, I work hard and I get knackered a lot, and as a comedian sometimes it feels quite thankless, and sometimes it makes me think, why am I travelling 8 hours for a gig to 12 people for like 40 quid? Why do we do this? And then I'll get a message on Twitter or an email that says, from a man or a woman saying, we're going through a difficult time, we just found out that our baby has a disability and the future for us is actually quite unknown, and we don't know what to do, and we don't know what their life will be like. And actually we just put on Facebook and we've seen one of your videos, and for the first time it made us laugh, and it made us realise that, yeah, their life will be different and difficult at times, but it doesn't mean it's not worth it. And yeah, it makes me go, oh yeah, what I do is for that bigger picture, and I will gig every single day, because every gig I'm making a little bit more of a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. No, it's true. It's good. And it must be hard doing the travelling, though. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, just access is so terrible.
Yeah. It's so difficult at times, because a lot of comedy clubs are quite inaccessible, and I'm lucky that I'm not in a wheelchair, but even so, a lot of stages there is steps and there's no railings, and no one ever thinks about that. And because I'm quite easygoing, I'll usually just say to the MC, "Oh, could you come and give me a hand up?" And that's fine. But actually, it's not ideal because my whole act is about not needing help and being proud of who I am and actually saying I got it good, and that can be sometimes undermined if an audience had just seen me needing help. So ideally, just one rail would mean I can have the audience from minute dot and be like, I don't need anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that access thing, I think, is the almost like the worst thing out of all the stuff, having to work with scope. Because you don't think about it, but it's all, but just getting into venues as a punter, you'd think like most of it would make sense for. I don't understand why people aren't more concerned about this. A, because you're likely to be disabled at some point yourself anyway, whoever you are.
Yeah.
B, if you've got kids, then you need access to places as well, which most people have kids. So there's all these reasons why access should be better for everyone. And yet people don't seem to. I mean, I know it's expense and it's all that sort of stuff. But it's very important to.
It's so important because even when I performed in Edinburgh, I was like, well, obviously I need an accessible venue for me and my audience. And actually, that slimmed down my choices.
Yes.
Because not every venue was.
No, I mean, some of them are pretty inaccessible if you're a mountain climber.
Yeah.
So, seriously, it's terrible, I'll be collecting for scope and I'll be at the underbelly and you go, this is a terrifying venue to be in if I know I can run up the stairs.
It's like sometimes if my ankle is playing up, I'll use a walker. And in Edinburgh, with the bloody cobbles, I'm like, everyone looks at me and goes, "Oh, you're the comedian that gets stuck everywhere."
They should raise the whole thing to the ground and start again. So it's talking of Edinburgh. You're going to go to the Fringe in 2019.
Yeah.
Good.
Why?
I don't know why you're doing it.
I said I would go before I realised I was saying yes. Oh, what's happening? But I'm quite excited because it'll be my second hour, so I feel like last year I talked a lot about my disability and how that affects me, so it's quite liberating for me to go, right, you get it. Move on.
Yeah, well, it's and the importance to be allowed to do that as well.
Yeah.
It's really difficult when I think for any comedian who has to explain something at the start of what they are.
Yeah.
It can be I'm performing in Finland and I'm British. It can be things like that.
Yeah.
You need to.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to then move on to the next show that is about another aspect of your life.
Yeah.
But
luckily, as a disabled gay woman, there's a lot of areas.
It's true.
I like to tick a box.
Well, look, Rosie, we're going to have to wrap up because we are. It's time's flown by. It's been in some fucking hell. Some of us have got to drive back to Hertfordshire.
Not me!
So thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for everyone for staying and seeing these long podcasts. It's been brilliant. Ladies and gentlemen, Rosie Jones! This one. Thank you very much. Come back and see us again. How'd you like them sky potatoes?